Hello, beautiful soul family, brothers and sisters. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so incredibly grateful that you are here with me right here and right now on this gorgeous Monday morning. I was just outside with the dogs, and I have the most beautiful wildlife where I live. And there was a beautiful buck out front, and it was shedding its like antlers, I guess you would say. It was like Rudolph was in the front yard when I woke up this morning. And I was just so grateful for that. So, whatever platform you are listening to me on this morning, this is going to be very motivational for you. I'm going to share something about my personal story and in a beautiful interaction I just had with a client. And then I'm going to get into a collective reading for all of you. I want to first thank all of you for subscribing here on the Detox Intuitive. Also, for subscribing on Andrea Cox TV, my health and wellness channel here on YouTube. On Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me under Raw Chef Andrea. It's a very old name I chose 10 years ago, and I'm not going to change it because a Tony Award-winning playwright that I made his raw vegan food for him. He's the one that gave me that name, and so that name will always be on Twitter and Instagram, Raw Chef Andrea. But I share a lot of spirituality and wellness on those platforms and epiphanies. But also, if you can follow me on my two largest platforms, one being Andrea Lee, Leigh Cox on Facebook, my personal Facebook page, and the other being my TikTok, which is growing without me doing anything. So that is also Andrea Lee, Leigh Cox. In the comments section, wherever you are tuning in from, if you can please tell me the city, state, country you are tuning in from, and just let me know if you're subscribed to both these channels. For my free newsletter and free wellness tips, spirituality tips, you can subscribe at andreacox.com. So, I first want to share a little story with all of you, and then I want to get into a quick collective reading that I was drawn to do. So, a little bit about my background. For those of you who don't know, I started out as a fitness and glamour magazine model years ago. I did work for Playboy as well. And I got into health and wellness because I wasn't eating appropriately for my body. I was eating a very high protein diet, 6 meals a day, and I became ill. I developed an eating disorder, bulimia. And at one point along my journey, at almost 5 foot 11 inches tall, I was down to a mere 92 pounds. It was a very sad time for me. I was leaving an 11-year relationship that was very supportive. He was a Leo. And it was just sad. I was leaving my Cocker Spaniel with him, who I love dearly. And I was moving home for the first time since I had moved out when I was 18. And it was a time of discovery for me. I then spent 7 years celibate. I dated, but I would not sleep with anyone. I was cleansing my body, became vegan. I've been vegan for several years, well over decades. And I never looked back. I then moved to California from Ohio and entered into probably the most karmic relationship I have ever been in. Someone who did not want to see me shine if I wasn't with them, and who proceeded for years, a decade, to try to hide my work on the internet while also stealing my work. This person was a hacker. He had access to my iCloud account, etc. So after finally federally reporting that and going through that saga and healing that journey, I've done several things since then. I mean, I don't want to go through my list of accolades. I mean, I don't think that's important, but from magazines to worked with celebrities to been on the news a dozen times, been on the cover of countless everything from Dayton Daily News to I was in San Diego Voyager to Del Mar Times to written for Huffington Post, Your Tango. There's been so many. You can just go to the media page and look on AndreaCox.com. There's several different sections of the media page. And recently, I had a client come to me for holistic wellness, intuitive life coaching, which is what I do and what I do best. And she really came to me for wellness coaching, but she's like, you know what? I'm going to do the bundle package. We're going to go with holistic wellness and intuitive life coaching. And I realized shortly after she got in at the tail end when I wasn't going to take any more clients. I had already had the number of clients I choose each month. I realized that she had went through the same pattern as I did. And, we attract soulmate clients like this. And I don't talk about myself too much to my clients. I focus on them. But by our third session, she's a artist, a musical artist. By our third session, I had realized that she too had gotten into a karmic relationship when she had relocated to California, and she too had a man that was a quote manager in LA that was trying to hide her work for years. So she's just now coming out and getting discovered because for years he did the same to her. So this is how we attract what we're healing. And I think this is really important to remember. And I also think it's important to remember not to let go of the story that has happened to us, to regurgitate it and re-say it as many times as we deem necessary for healing, and so it doesn't repeat again. Because if you look at things like the Holocaust, history will repeat itself unless you repeat it so it doesn't happen again and again and again and again. And you're actually saving other people. Even if those people don't really care for you too well, you're saving them from it happening to them as well, right? So if you're in a very controlling, abusive relationship and then someone literally ruins your name on the internet for 10 years and tries to hide your work and doesn't want you to shine, well, by calling them out on that, you're saving the next person from going through the same, right? You're also preventing and letting them know, like, I see what you're doing. I see what you've done. It ends last year, buddy. It ends in 2020. Like, it's over. And, that's really powerful. And I want to let you guys know, no one has power over you. I mean, I was dealing with someone that literally was trying, and they're a couple, they were trying to ruin my name on the internet. They were trying to hide my work. So like diligently trying, like I was their focus. And I don't know. I mean, how could you be with someone that, their ex is their focus? That would be, that's beneath me. But what I learned through this process is it helped me develop such skills and my intuition of always knowing right before something was going to be done and being able to stop it in its tracks now, right? So like I feel if someone's like, snooping around or whatever, or looking, I feel that. Now, a lot of times we have to go through these scenarios several different times until we learn the karmic lesson. So one of the things that happened in my life, and because I'm healed, I can admit to this, is I then got into a relationship with a wonderful man. He was great. I mean, we fought like cats and dogs, but you know, that happens. But who I wanted to control. I didn't want to hide his work or anything like that. He wasn't really out in the public a lot, but I wanted him all to myself. So when things like that are done to us, that's an entity attachment. So over the weekend, I worked with a group of healers, and one in particular that I just put a podcast up, an interview with him, Justin Ingram. So you want to listen to that. And him and then some other healers here in the location I live. And what amazed me was how they pointed out the pattern throughout my life where I felt like I had to drum myself down. You know, I'm tall, I'm very busty, I have big green eyes, I have beautiful skin, I have hair that looks like a chia pet down to my butt, and an hourglass figure, and a mouth, and I'm able to articulate myself well. So growing up, you know, and it comes from like parents wanting to protect you, right? Of course, my mom was like, "Oh my God, you're going to deal with jealousy. Hush, shh, hush, hush, hush." But she always encouraged me to be do whatever the heck I wanted to do. She never tried to, even though, we can always sense when our families don't approve of us. And I still sense that today when I do something that's not in alignment with my family's approval. I can't live by that any longer because that keeps me from money. It keeps me from my soulmate clients. It keeps me from being the human being I am meant to be. So the pattern of kind of growing up, and probably, bless her heart, my mom seeing that I was going to go through hell because of the way I looked and because of my outspoken nature, my creative nature, and her wanting to be protective. I didn't learn to tie my shoes till I was in kindergarten because everybody always tied my shoes for me. I was the baby, honey baby, Andi, the baby, right? So, you know, having everyone do everything for me and being the baby of the family, and then having that kind of coddled behavior, having two older sisters that if anyone picked on me, they would go after them, like being very, very, very cushioned. And then getting into a toxic relationship with someone who wanted to control me years after I left him, wanted to hide my work. And then getting into a relationship where someone was supportive of me, but where I then became controlling of him. And then getting out of that and getting into another relationship where someone tried to control me and wanted me all to themselves. It's and actually had even way more power than the person that I had met years ago. It has been a life lesson. And the catalyst of me ending this karmic cycle came at the last place I lived. And I want to share this with you. I paid like 60 grand, 56,000 to lease a place for like 2 years. I don't pay bills late. I pay bills on time. Never a problem paying a bill. Did everything. This is not where I'm at now. I want to make that crystal clear. And the homeowners were crooks. They were thieves. I didn't know it at the time. They were absolute thieves. They lived one street over. They saw what I had. And when they offered me a renewal, and I didn't want to renew because they were always in my business, always like coming over 5 and 6 times a week, had to come in the house once a month to change the air filter, out there with the leaf blower every other day. When I decided enough is enough, this is controlling, I'm not one of your 10 kids, that's when I ended a 10-year karmic cycle of like, okay, this done. The only person that's going to have a hand in controlling me is my dogs, because basically I'm their slave, pretty much, my dogs. God, or eventually the person who I am going to marry, that will be in a partnership where we'll have to come to agreements on things. That's it. And that's if I choose to. I feel like I'm on a spiritual journey. I don't really have a desire to marry. I've been engaged 3 times and I've always ran the other direction. I don't really have that. I've always felt like I'm on a spiritual journey. So I wanted to share this with you because I think it's important. I think it's important to be mindful of people who are control freaks. And oh goodness, can you guys hear me? I hope you can hear me. Let me see. Just let me know in the comments. Oh, good morning. Oh, thank you, Jamie. So that is my story, and I'm going to get into the reading now. And if you like this reading, if you like this video, etc., I'm going to be doing more readings. But it's been one of struggle that I have had to endure and overcome, and one that I literally had my work, my swag, even my stories I would tell stolen out from under me, and someone tried to use them as their own that was connected to that toxic partner that tried to hide my work and all that stuff. Still tries, but can't because when you realize you're being watched and looked in on and silenced and censored, especially from people who claim that censorship is wrong, you learn to connect with the right authority figures so that does not happen again. And that's what I've done. I have learned to surround myself. Oh, thank you, Samara. Samara's my client. I love you, sweetie. I've learned to surround myself with people that only have my highest good in mind. That was a saga that will never, ever, ever repeat itself. And I think the living situation, you're a good tenant when I had lived in a house for 10 years in California, paying over $3,000 a month for 10 years. If I were like raising hell in a house or something, something would have happened there. But I did everything right at that last place. But what happened was that was a karmic lesson. Like my ancestors were putting those people in my life, snooping around that house every other day to remind me of the couple that were snooping around my business online and trying to, copy my flow and everything I do, and were, trying to hide my work so they could take credit for it. You guys, there's a great Pisces reading, and I'm going to share the link here. Everyone needs to listen to it, and I'm going to go find that in 1 second. But when karmic cycles put themselves in front of you, same scenario, different face, that's when you know it's time to end it. So I have actually ended cycles. Good morning, Andy. Oh my God, 2 of my clients are on here. I love this. I actually have ended these karmic cycles of these people trying to, hey, Dawn, what's up? Of trying to steal my clients, steal my work, hide my work, claim it as their own, crowding my space, like at that place I lived in for 2 years. I lost a very valuable client too. I was working with a wonderful woman who was getting out of codependency and toxicity, business owner, very successful, and at that last place. And I actually lost her because there was so much drama there with those homeowners constantly coming over. So I'm very happy where I am at this place and this stage in my life. But here's the lesson I've learned. I will no longer drum myself down to fit in. Ever, ever, ever. I'm sorry, sorry, not sorry. Sorry, I'm pretty, not sorry. Sorry, I'm creative and you don't have all the ideas, not sorry. Sorry, I put myself out there and you don't have the courage to do so in the way I do, not sorry. Sorry, I have all the intellectual knowledge on health and wellness and you don't, not sorry. I won't do that anymore. And so I encourage you guys to listen to this from the beginning, because I think a lot of you are doing what I did for a minute, which was to play small in order to calm down these snakes and just, I don't even know what is a word for a really low vibrational entity. I mean, these snakes and entities that were trying to control me, yet wanted to learn from me, but wanted to take credit from my work, but also wanted to hide my work so they could. Like, we see you clearly and we don't even have to look at you. We let authorities do that. Okay, so I'm going to hang on. So I'm going to get 2 decks. So listen to this from the beginning and tell me your story in the comments. So I'm going to start with the health deck, 2207 on the clock. Some of you could be a life path number 22. These just flew out on the floor. Acceptance and triggers. Wow. Okay. So whoever I piss off during this reading, you need to accept your triggers, because if I am your trigger, there's a reason for that. And you need to go in and look at yourself. What are your control issues? Can you not control the people in your own house? So you have to attempt to control someone at a distance because you're that low vibrational? Is someone controlling you and it triggers you to need to control someone else? You can't control me. Okay, so for the rest of you, unexpected, seek seclusion, nurture, unconditional love. Okay, 42. Some of you can be a life path number 4, a 2, a 6, a 22, and you're being asked to nurture yourself, to accept your flaws. Nice, Andy. And to go within to nurture yourself. And I think there's going to be a windfall of abundance for someone. Could be a Taurus. King of crystals, King of swords, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius male. We have Aquarius coming out at the top. That's an Aquarius male. For others of you, you're seen like a star. So let me explain something about tarot. If the star card comes out, that doesn't necessarily mean an Aquarius. It means someone who is seen like a star, someone who shines like the sun. We have 10 of Swords. What is this 10 of Swords about? 9 of Swords, Nightmare card. Okay, there's a masculine who regrets how he treated someone. Yep. Could be a Sagittarius or someone with Leo or Sagittarius highly aspected, or Aquarius highly aspected. You're showing up as a Queen of Pentacles. This person was stubborn. They treated you really bad. It was because they didn't feel that they were good enough for you. And they put you in the 5 of Wands energy, drama and conflict. They could have actually tried to create competition between you and someone else where there was none. Like maybe you weren't even aware of someone or something, but they made you aware. They wanted you aware of what your competition was. But the funny thing is, it looks like the competition, High Priestess, Four of Swords, Star card, Nine of Shells. So Nine of Shells is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is someone who looks good, smells good, has money, runs their own empire, is successful. And we have the Star card on top of that. So someone who shines like a star. Someone could be famous, or they're famous in whatever their niche is. And this is a healed person. Four of Cups is someone who has healed. And High Priestess. High Priestess is the card of Pisces. It's someone highly intuitive. So they were putting you up against this person when this person had zero desire to even, like, this person didn't even know who the heck you were, right? But I feel like whoever you are, whoever I'm tuning into, number 3 could be of significance. Could have a life path or a personality, number 3. Okay, Queen of Cups, you could be on the, or you could be seeing me as a Queen of Cups, because I have you as Seven of Wands and Seven of Swords. Okay, the sevens are about learning. So whoever you are, you could have a real desire for fame. I don't know, maybe you have Leo somewhere highly aspected. You could really, really crave fame. Whoever this other person is, High Priestess, Star card, Nine of Pentacles, single. The person is single. Nine of Pentacles comes out for a single person, male or female, that is on their own, that pays their bills on their own, that runs a successful business or is employed, and looks good, smells good, gets a lot of attention. So that person doesn't crave attention. They actually are just, maybe they have placements that put them in the spotlight. They actually don't crave attention. Could be dealing with a Pisces or Scorpio. Pisces and Scorpios, they rarely crave attention. They prefer to be behind the scenes. But because they shine and they've got all the esoteric knowledge, they're automatically put in front because they're the teachers. Okay, so we have a Death card to the Three of Pentacles, working together with 2 or more people to, wow, Seven of Swords, take someone down. There's an ending to that. I have Cancer, Libra, Aquarius in reverse, Gemini in reverse, and Aries in reverse. Those are the signs I have with this whole like takedown, negative energy. Let me get this other. Okay, so you could have a masculine coming back to you because he feels bad about the way he treated you. This could be a marriage, or it could be maybe someone screwed you over in the past. Someone could have a water moon. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Ugh, there's nothing worse than like fire with heavy Cancer, like sun, moon, or rising. Such control freaks. Sorry. Five of Feathers, strategy and resilience. Okay, so if you're here, okay, and then we have the Emperor in reverse, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, 10 of Wands. So did a team of people get together to try to take one person down and they failed? Is that what this is? This could be in a workplace environment. So this High Priestess is fully aware. She's got 3 aces, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Swords. If you're this high priestess, you could be in a new relationship, or you have that coming in. We have an Emperor in the upright, yay, and Queen of Cups. Let me clarify this Queen of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, you're accepting nothing but like King of Pentacles. Okay, so the Emperor is clarified by the King of Pentacles. So someone has their money straight. I feel like two people could have just recently gotten thrown out of a house or something. Or there's something going on where someone has to move abruptly. And then we have a Queen of Cups clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. So someone may want to give to this Queen of Cups. Give me one more on the Queen of Cups. Death card. Someone has Scorpio. Someone has heavy Scorpio placements. One more on this King of Pentacles. Five of Wands. Yeah, this guy brings drama. He doesn't look like he brings drama, but he does. And the drama is from a secret he's trying to cover up. And the secret has to do with a Nine of Pentacles, Hierophant energy. So someone could be a spiritual teacher. They could just speak truths that are like shocking, but it's always the truth. Interesting. I'm going to end this by saying this. If someone's coming someone's direction, demand the truth. Demand the truth. Because someone does watch someone else. We have the Aris. The Aris in this deck is literally a guy taking notes, looking at someone from a distance. And there's a spider web, so that's the World Wide Web. But this Knight of Cups is looking at this person. So whoever's looking in on someone else on the net, someone's watching them. I'm going to share two really good. I'm actually just going to pull one because I don't want to give away who the other reader is because she's so good. If you're my client, you can email me, but let me share a reading that I want all of you to listen to. So if you don't know by now, hang on, I'm pulling it up. If you don't know by now, I think African American women have a gift of the tarot, unlike white women. I think they have a major gift. And this one is definitely one of them. So let me just find her. Okay, so I'm going to share this link. Hang on, I'm gonna mute this real quick. 5, 4. Sorry. My dog might bark because that sounded like a doorbell. Hopefully he won't. So here is a link to a reading I want all of you to listen to. Her name is Mama Wati. And she puts a lot of honest energy into her craft. So the thing is why is there an R next to my name, the host? I don't know why that is. So the thing about how you can tell a reader is honest or not is the reading will really resonate, right? And that is a really good reading she did a few days ago. Let me know if you guys can see it. It's in the chat. A very impressive reading that really hit home. I had a client who sent it to me. the client I spoke about in the beginning. So go ahead and listen to that. So I'm going to leave this up for about 24 hours. Go out into the world. Don't drum yourself down. The world is your oyster. Come on. We have the ability to manifest. If I was able to manifest myself out of a group of people trying to hide my work and who continuously, steal my work and hide my work, and then a living situation where people were controlling and crooks, you'll be able to manifest your way through whatever you're navigating through at this time. The world literally is our oyster, especially right now. I want to also recommend, don't be listening to anything on like MSN or anything like that where they're talking negative about the economy. That's not your story. We are going into a new world that is a better world, and the lies are coming to the surface, and you know what the lies are, right? All the, trafficking and things like that, which I'm not allowed to talk about on here. All of that's being exposed. The truth about health is being exposed. Don't let this low vibrational stuff of people telling you that you can't make a living, etc., cloud your judgment. And for God's sake, be mindful of what you're putting into your body and what, certain entities are telling you what you need. That's right, Andy. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.